Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Tom and welcome back to a brand new video and episode number 5 of my F1 2016 Haas career mode, and we are here for the Spanish Grand Prix. And as you can see, we're currently in practice. And before we start, guys, once again, a massive thank you for the support. This has been absolutely incredible recently, and you guys are loving the series, so it's always great to see the support and you guys loving the series. But as you can see, we are in practice doing the track acclimatization here, and this is a very wet practice session. So what I've done is I've only done the practice acclimatization for FP1, and once I finished this, which is exactly what I did, I smashed it out of the park, got the maximum points available. We actually moved into FP2 when it was dry, and we did the remainder of the practice and R&D development that we have to do. So as you can see, we're kind of doing the tyre wear test, and as we move on to lap 5, we smashed the first objective of 60 points, and now we're going to move on to the next one of 80 points, which we end up also hitting at the end of lap 6, so one lap before the entire 7 laps, as we get a flawless score for the tyre wear test. So that was going quite nicely, but the problem I had this race was actually the qualifying test, which you'll see in a moment. We just about scraped the first margin, or the first target, by just a tenth of a second on the fastest compound tyre and in rich mix, but we tried to go again on a second lap and try to beat the secondary objective, but we was nowhere near it, and it's sort of a sign of things to come that maybe we might not be as competitive around here. I've seen other people's career modes, and I've seen them drop off the pace around here, especially at this track, because this is the first track where, because it's the European season, most of the other cars bring their first setup upgrades, or at least important upgrades. So we're going to see how it pans out, but we don't really manage to get the best possible score in the qualifying performance test. But we're going to move into qualifying now. As you can see, it's sunny Spain, and no more rain, it seems like, for the rest of the weekend, so that's good to see. But here we need to get a good result. Obviously, we need to try and beat Daniel Ricciardo, which I can tell you right now is going to be a stupidly hard target to beat. Now, as you can see, we set our first lap in Q1, and it actually felt like a brilliant lap, and it was good enough for just last place. So this sort of got me panicking a little bit. So as you can see, we're on a better lap now, but I'm actually going to dive into the pit lane because we've got 4 minutes left on the clock, and I know 4 attempts improvement is not going to be enough to get us through to Q2. So I'll move on to a set of soft tyres. As you can see, the checkered flag has dropped here, and this lap has to be good enough, and it's going to be a question of where did we qualify? Have we got knocked out in Q1? No, we haven't. We've just scraped through in P16 on a set of soft tyres, so that's a little bit concerning to say the least, because if we can just scrape through the Q2 on soft tyres in P16, that's a little bit worrying. So we're moving to Q2 now, and with a little bit of rich mix and pushing as hard as we can, we managed to scrape through for P9 and get a lap that is just good enough for Q3. And as you can see, P9 is just on the knife edge, while as Romain Grosjean finished way up in P4, so a fantastic result for him, which goes to show maybe he might just have the edge on me around this track, because I don't seem to be really gelling with it quite nicely. So I haven't really got the best feel or the best setup for this track, and it's not really working out great for me. But as you can see, we're moving into Q3 now, and this is our one and only qualifying lap, and it's going to put us P7 on the grid, and the flag is going to drop in about 3 seconds time, so we'll have to wait and see what other people do on their respective laps. But we actually did finish in P7 there, beating our teammate Romain Grosjean, who finished in P9. However, Daniel Ricciardo did finish in 3rd place, so we've got to work out in the race to try and get a result, but I've got a feeling the top 3 teams are going to be a bit out of reach for this one. So let's move into the Spanish Grand Prix. Right, so here we are then. It is a Spanish Grand Prix. I'm still ill, but we're powering through this career mode no matter what happens, and we want to try and get to Monaco, which is obviously the dual crown on the calendar, and see how our Haas performs. Now, obviously you guys have seen it in the first part of qualifying, in the first couple of parts of qualifying, I actually really struggled with the car, and it sort of brought me back down to reality. I've had a couple of good races at Haas in real life in the first couple of races, but here we seem to be really struggling for some pace here, and it looks like 7th place is maybe the best we could try and hope for. Maybe we're going to have a little bit of a battle with our teammate and also Bottas, who's alongside me. So it looks like the 3 main teams up front, the Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes, are out of touch this race, so it's going to be, I think, a battle for the tail end of the points, but hopefully we can still try and get a result here. So without further ado, we're going to jump straight into the race, and let's see how things pan out for the Spanish Grand Prix. Right, so here we are then at the end of the formation lap. Even though we haven't really got the net pace, these guys ahead of us, Verstappen, both of the Ferraris, I think, Ricciardo as well, a couple of Mercedes, I think they're all on medium tyres, and we're on soft. So if we can have good pace at the start here, we could try and be a bit of a pain in the arse for these guys, and try and maybe pick off a couple of them and try and make some positions. And later on, we're going to move on to the mediums, and actually, to be fair, the mediums were actually really nice in practice. Compared to previous races, the mediums worked really nice on this car whenever I was doing any sort of usage with those tyres. So I'm actually quite looking forward to going onto those tyres and see what our pace is, because we're going to be on a 2-stop strategy, going from soft to medium. So here we go, we're going to get into the race now, and let's see what we can do here. Like I said, try and be a bit of a nuisance on these soft tyres. So here we go then, giving up to the 5 red lights, finding the revs, and we are underway for the Spanish Grand Prix. That fifth flight took an age to go out, but we've had a pretty okay start. Not the greatest of starts, but we've got past Verstappen straight away here. I think Bottas had a great start. Look at that, the Williams getting a brilliant start off the line here. Going to try and go around the outside of a few cars here. Can we try and get Vettel as well? Oh, he's going to squeeze us a little bit, but we are going to stick to it. Can we go around the outside of turn 3? Yes, we can for now. We're understeering so wide onto the green paint. There's been a yellow flag behind. I think it's been contact. And looking at me, my teammate just got away with it, but running a little bit deep there into turn 4. Just trying to get myself back on track here. Verstappen coming at us. I'm going to try and get back underneath him in the braking zone. Just hold the position for now. Come on, get the traction. There we go. I think we're just about got the position for now. He's still on the outside, and there we go. We just squeeze him out, and we get the place. So, so far, pretty good start. Alright, DRS has been enabled. Bottas is making the move at the minute. He's got past Verstappen, and he's now going to get past me on the soft tyres there. Much better grip than myself. I'm really starting to struggle with these tyres already. We're going to try and hold the outside, though. Can we make this one stick? Oh, we're going to get squeezed. We had to back out of that. That was way too risky to keep our nose in there, especially with simulation damage on. So, Bottas makes the move for now, but maybe we can try and get some DRS and re-overtake him. Right, I think we could try and make a move on Bottas here. We've used Bottas as a bit of a rope. He's sort of pulling us along, and he's dragging us closer to the leaders. And now we've got DRS, so we're going to try and make a move and re-overtake it. Can we slow it down? We lock up the right front, but we just about get it slowed down and re-overtake Bottas for P6. So that is good for us. Meanwhile, Grosjean's in the pit, so it goes to show Haas for some reason we seem to be struggling with some tyre wear. My tyres are starting to go, but we're going to hold off for at least one more lap and then pit. So, right, Lewis Hamilton, race leader, is in the pit lane. He was on soft tyres, so that's an early stop for him. One lap earlier than everyone else, and he was I think he was the only one out of the top 5 who was on soft. So everyone else is on mediums, and they're battling it out, as you can see through turn 3 on the minimap. So, right, here we go, through the final chicane into the pit lane. We're going to come in for our first of 2 stops for this race. Make sure we get our car slowed down, make sure we hit the marks. Going to be nice and aggressive here. Perfect, that was pretty damn good if you ask me. Plenty of speed there, carried in. Massa's in right behind us, so it's going to be a pit stop battle. I really need Haas to give me the quickest pit stop they can possibly give me, but I'm not holding my breath. So far this season, I think I've only had like one decent pit stop, but all the other ones have been pretty poor. So we need a good stop here. Come on, Haas, please. And it doesn't look like we've been jumped by Massa. Brilliant. So we've got our re-overtake Massa straight away on track here, so we've got work to do. Right, here we go then. Try and get some DRS, try and overtake Massa here. I've just realised Grosjean and Bottas have both undercut. So it's a battle of Haas versus Williams at the moment. Grosjean's behind Bottas and I'm behind Massa. So let's see if we can come out on top of Williams here and try and finish ahead of them. Oh, we had a great run through there. Great traction, great line through the corner. And we're going to make the move with Massa here. Just try and run him out nice and wide. Make sure he doesn't come back us through the next DRS zone. And there we go, we made the move. Now we just got to hope Massa doesn't re-overtake us with some DRS through here. Look at this train of cars. I mean, I know we're in P19, but look at the amount of cars in this one part of the track. All the hard tyre runners are holding everybody up except for Lewis Hamilton. So literally everyone's bunching up together here. So this is anyone's race to win. You can't even tell strategy-wise what's going to happen here at Catalunya. Look at this train of cars. Both of the Manners are in here now on their one-stop strategy, and it's just holding everyone up. I think cars are starting to come into the pit lane though. Got a few cars in the pits, I think, and maybe we could try and make some moves here with some DRS possibly down the pit straight. We've got a couple of cars exiting the pit lane, so that's going to slow these guys up quite a lot. There's has been some sort of contact up ahead. I'm going to try and wait for my moment like this now. Get the traction and go around the outside of loads of cars here. Can we find the grip on the marbles? Yes, we can. Just try and go around the outside of Harrianto. Yes, we do. And we're now going to try and hunt down more cars that are ahead of us. Maybe here, possibly on the back of Kvyat, a little bit too far back for now. Right, we need to be very strategic with this. We need to try and pass Kvyat at the perfect time. He's going to have DRS, so we need to get this absolutely perfect. Be patient on the throttle. There we go. I think we've got it. I think we've got it perfect. We're going to try and double up the inside of Kvyat here. Box him into Verline. Box him in there. Lovely. Up the inside. Make the move. Hold on to that position. There we go. And let's see if we can try and pass Verline instantly here with the downforce that we have compared to the Manor. Try and traction up here. A treat. Can we get enough traction? No, we can't. The back end just steps out on us. Verline pulls off into the pit lane, so that's beautiful for us. That's absolutely perfect. And we're going to have DRS. Kvyat's going to have DRS on us as well, but we are in rich mix and we've got DRS, so we should be okay in a straight line to try and defend. Here comes Kvyat. He's going to go to the inside, and he's actually got plenty of legs in that Toro Rosso. I'm just going to try and outbrake him. He's on the hard tyres, and we go around the outside of him to hold on to the position for now. Meanwhile, Grosjean up ahead just overtaking Hulkenberg, so Grosjean really going well this race. Oh, Grosjean goes into the pit, so he's had enough of those medium tyres. Will he go into possibly a set of hard tyres? Who knows? But I'm thinking of doing the same thing. These mediums are not holding up as much as I'd like, and I'm not going to be able to do another medium stint, so I think I'm going to pit in this up for another set of hards. Meanwhile, let's try and take Kvyat here. He's going to the end on those hard tyres, so Kvyat's done a brilliant one-stop strategy, going on to mediums and then hards, so we're going to have to replicate that to an extent and go into the hards and just go to the end. It's getting cloudy here at Spain, but Jeff's saying that there's not going to be any rain, so I'm just going to come in and go for my normal strategy, which is I'm going to come in for a set of hard tyres. Now let's see if we can try and push this pit entry a little bit. There we go, that was absolutely perfect. Pushed that to an absolute treat. So that's a beautiful pit entry. So now we need to hope that we get a good enough pit stop. We've got Jensen Button in the pits with us here, just behind us. We should be just about far enough to be able to stay ahead of him, but I need another good stop from the Haas boys here. Fine, if we can just have a good stop, that'd be brilliant for us, and it is a great stop. 2.1, that's exactly what I needed. Now we get underway out of the pit lane here. Good start so far. Let's see if we can try and maybe come out just ahead of Magnussen. It's going to be tight. Oh, I'm going to try and go nice and lay out the brakes. Can we just hold the inside? Yes, we can. Crucial there to stay ahead of Magnussen. And we're now going to go to the end of these hard tyres and hope that the Haas car can switch these tyres on and make them work. Because if not, we're going to be in serious trouble. Right, there should be a pretty easy move on Jolyon Palmer. He hasn't got DRS. I've got DRS wide open and I'm in rich mix. Can we catch him though by the end of the straight? We've got enough momentum, and no, we're not. We're not going to catch him. But we should be able to make the move fairly quickly here if we get the perfect run, which we are just about. If we just now run out nice and wide, now switch back on Palmer through here, pick up the traction. Okay, here we go, right on these gearboxes. This should be an easy move. Pull to the inside and just go up the inside here. Textbook move, and we're up in the P10 as someone was in the pit. So we're back into the points, but I really don't know what position we're in at the moment, because I think there's people still yet to pit. So we'll have to see how this all pans out. I've only just realised Grosjean's actually come out behind us, way behind us, if you look on the mini-map. So something's gone wrong after his pit stop, because he pitted just ahead of us, so he must have had some sort of altercation on his outlap. Right, so we've finally seen the personal best lap of the race. We are slowly catching signs, but we're just not catching him fast enough to overtake him by in the race. Here we go then, through the chicane for the final time, and a very, very boring stint to wrap things up. Bottas has just caught me up, but he's going to run out of laps to pass me. We're going to come through the final corner for a very disappointing P9, but I think, you know, a bit of a reality check of sorts. The last couple of races have been a bit too good, you know. A lot of you were asking me to go into ultimate difficulty, and this is the exact reason why I decided to wait for a little bit to see what happened, because I feel like once we go back into the European season, the AI get much stronger, and obviously they must have upgraded all of their respective cars, and they look much more on the pace, and you can see that we've dropped off quite a bit. So I'm going to keep it on Legend for now, but I'm not ruling it out. Maybe I'll go ultimate by the end of the season, depending on how quickly the Haas car upgrades. But overall, a very disappointing race, and I think P9 is probably the best we could have done, really, with the pace of the car. So overall, not too bad. I mean, at least we beat our teammates, that's the main thing. But either way, that was the Spanish Grand Prix. So there we have it. These are the final race results for the Spanish Grand Prix. And as you can see, it's a Ferrari 1-2 of Sebastian Vettel winning the race by 5/10 over his teammate Kimi Raikkonen, with Nico Rosberg rounding off the podium scoring positions, and then Daniel Ricciardo finishing way up in P4, our rival there. So good result for him, but not going to help us out one bit. Also, Nico Hulkenberg getting a great 5th place there, and also Danny Kvyat, Sainz and Perez, all of them in the top 8. So great results for Force India and Toro Rosso, and obviously that's going to help them in the upgrade race. But I can't see Lewis Hamilton anywhere, so we're just going to scroll down a bit, and he finished in P16, so Lewis Hamilton must have had some sort of problems during the race, but the British driver having a terrible race there, so not a good one for him. Also, Romain Grosjean finishing in P12 there, so he managed to beat him to the finish line, and at least that's one little sort of, you know, at least we consolidate the fact that we're better than our teammate at least that race. So we're going to move to the Drivers' Championship now, and as you can see, we are still in 4th place, and that's not too bad. We've dropped down a few positions, but I don't mind that. We're being realistic here. We are in a Haas car, so as you can see, Vettel's in the way of Rosberg in 2nd, but you know, we're still ahead of a Ferrari and a Mercedes and a Red Bull, so we're not doing too badly, and we're literally splitting the big 3 teams right down the middle. So not too bad so far, and Grosjean there sitting pretty in 11th place, also with quite a fair few points for himself, so not too bad for Haas overall. But looking at the constructors, we are still in 4th place. Like I said, the nice cushion that we had over Toro Rosso has really helped us out a lot, especially in this race where Toro Rosso have outscored us, so we've got a nice healthy points lead over them, and looks like we could be in 4th place for a little while yet, so that's pretty good so far, and it's crucial that we finish there by the end of the season. So anyway, this has been the Spanish Grand Prix. We're now going to move into the post commentary and final part of the video. So there we have it. That was the the Spanish Grand Prix, and hopefully you guys did enjoy it. It was a bit of a boring race, especially that prime task thing, but there was actually a clip after the race which I didn't recall, which I'm really gutted about, but I'm going to show you here. So this is the laptop screen at Monaco, and if you look in the bottom right hand corner, we are now the first driver for Haas, so we've got promoted after that race, after such a good result, beating Romain Grosjean again. So we're now the #1 driver in Haas, and we're the ones who are spearheading the development for this team. Also, just to focus your attention on the left hand side, you can see now we're at Monaco, the cars are really starting to update. Look at that, Red Bull and also Manor, they're bringing quite substantial upgrades for the Monaco Grand Prix, and also we're losing the rivalry to Daniel Ricciardo by 5 points. So what I'm going to try and do is, I'm going to try and put some upgrades on the car, not for Monaco, it'll be for Canada I think, which is the next race, but we're going to try and strap on some serious downforce, which is what we need for the upcoming races. But nevertheless guys, I'll leave you with the screen. Hopefully you did enjoy the video, and if you have, then please do leave a massive thumbs up on it, and also if you're new around here, I'd greatly appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel. But to you guys, just a shout out, Crop will be starting this week at some point, so keep your eyes out for that. But like I said, hope you enjoyed the video, and I've been Tom on S1E5, and I'll see you in my next one very soon. Goodbye.